All right, it's been a lot of talk about the Lions' schedule, but one thing people haven't noticed is the murderous row of running backs they will face. But let's talk about the top 5 running backs the Lions will face in 2020 if we indeed have a season. Don't forget to check out the Detroit Lions playlist. We also have a Lions 101. That's for our live stream. And other than that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video with the Detroit Lion fan or Detroit Lions hater. But let's get into it. Do appreciate everybody for checking in. And also, don't forget, I invite you to check out my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV. We talk everything, sports, music, entertainment, news, a little bit of politics, everything. That's Goodfellas Sports TV right here on YouTube. Sorry. Neck tensing up. But hey, we here, man. Let's talk about kind of some honorable mentions first. I mean, Leonard Fournette didn't make it from the Jaguars. He played him. Marlon Mack from the Colts. He's a really good guy, good running back. And Fournette could easily be the #1 running back in the right situation in the league. Todd Gurley, Atlanta, he coming off a knee injury, but he passed the physical, so maybe he going to bounce back and have a great year. So those are 3 I could think of off the rip. Also, Chicago got Tyreek Cohen and David Montgomery. You can just keep going on and on. We face a lot of really good running backs. Tampa, they got the kid from USC. We talked about Kenyon Drake. I'm trying to think about anybody else I did forget before I get into this top 5. David Johnson, he didn't make it. He used to be a Pro Bowl, probably was all-pro running back with Arizona. He on the Houston Texans now. So we play a lot of good running backs. But 5, I'm going to start off with Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers. I mean, we got some really good backs in our own division. Aaron Jones is a beast. Excuse me. This dude over here snoring. Mason. But, yeah, Aaron Jones is a beast. Last year, he was Aaron Rodgers' most popular weapon for the entire year because Devontae Adams, he went down. And, Aaron Jones is a beast. He can catch it out the backfield. He can run between the tackles. He can get it he can get it outside the tackles. He could break away. He got good speed. And I can't remember where they got him from or what round they drafted Aaron Jones from. But Aaron Jones is a threat anytime you touch the ball through air, on the ground. And you know what? If he didn't pay for the cheeseheads, I wouldn't mind having him as a Lion. So, and also, they got another kid. I don't know where he from, Boston College, UCLA. They got another strong running back there, too, that's going to be able to loosen up in between the guards, man. He's going to be able to loosen a lot of things up for short yardage. So, I think Green Bay is going to go to a ball control offense this year, and they're going to use Aaron Jones probably as their second or third receiving threat behind Adams and maybe behind Devin Funchess. Salute to Devin Funchess. He's from the D, too. So, Aaron Jones is the 5th best running back I think we're going to face this year, based off what he did last year and kind of where I think he's going to go, and take his game to another level in 2020. 4 is Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's a problem out the backfield. Hopefully our linebackers are ready to cover some of these dudes because it seemed like you have to have scat back abilities now to be a starter in this NFL or get the load or the share of carries and touches. And Alvin Kamara is a beast. He didn't seem to be effective without Mark Ingram last year. Latavius Murray did have a lot of success when Alvin Kamara went out last year, but Kamara is a problem, handing the ball off to him, especially outside the tackles, and then passing him the ball on swing routes and wheel routes and Texas routes and angle routes and circle routes and option routes. I mean, he's a problem in the passing game. And he also can run the ball, and I think this year they kind of cleaned some things up on the interior. They got rid of Larry Warford, and they, drafted some other young, big interior guards because you got 5'10", 5'11" Drew Brees, who they got to make sure the pocket clean for. But Kamara's also a threat to take it to the house. He a threat, most likely outside the tackles. Usually Mark Ingram used to be the one to, bang it up the middle, but I think Latavius Murray, they're going to implement him a lot better this year. So Kamara is the 4th best back, in my opinion, that we have faced in 2020. But you know what? I love Kamara. With some hypothetical talk, because the Saints may not be able to pay him after playing Mike and paying Drew Brees, that the Lions should trade for Alvin Kamara. Last year, he didn't have the best season. He got injured, but I think they're going to find a way to have Murray banging up the inside while Kamara healthy, and Kamara be able to get it off tackle. He can run the inside a little bit too. But one of the things when you play the Saints, you can load up in the box because Drew Brees can't throw it down the field no more. His arm is gone. The later they go in the year, you're going to see Drew Brees throwing less and less down the field. He can't really throw it over 20 yards. He has no zip. So you got no zip. You got to do these 5-yard routes. They talk about Michael Thomas running a hit and 5-yard, 2-yard hitches and slants, and that's all he can run. His quarterback can't go down the field. So I think a lot of people need to acknowledge that as well, and that's also hurting Kamara. I ain't got to worry about nobody running past me, down the field because the quarterback can't throw down there. So a lot of teams gonna play tight. They're gonna stuff the box for Drew Brees this year, and hopefully, he strengthened his arm up a little bit. If not, the Saints gonna have a problem. They're going to be a run control offense. They're gonna lean a lot on Kamara. That's why they kind of morphed the offense to possession receiver Mike Thomas, and they turned Alvin Kamara into a glorified receiver. So there's no point to have a receiver that can stretch the field when your quarterback can't get it to him. So that was number 4. Number 3 is Dalvin Cook. If he come in this season, which eventually he will, I believe, he's dangerous. You could have put him up there as an MVP candidate. And Dalvin Cook coming out of Florida State was a problem. Had some health issues early on in his NFL career. But when you look at that dude is a straight baller. He can catch it out the backfield. I think he's a little bit more potent than Alvin Kamara was because what he can give you in between the tackles. And Kamara's been a little bit more durable in his career. But Dalvin Cook is a threat to take it to the house. And then again, he doesn't have the offensive line that Kamara has in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? He really got a rinky-dink offensive line. They right tackle is former Detroit Lions Riley Reef. That's all you need to know. Well, Aaron Jones now got Rick Wagner as his left tackle, so I'm pretty sure Rick Wagner get away with a lot of holes up there in Wisconsin. But yeah, Dalvin Cook is a threat to go the distance every time he touch the ball. If it's on a route, if it's running the ball and they the zone running scheme, he just exploded last year. And screen plays, you got to watch out for him. If he had a bona fide quarterback, if you put him with like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, Dalvin Cook might go down as one of the greatest running backs of all time. You know what I'm saying? Something like LaDainian Tomlinson and Marshall Faulk, Barry Sanders, you know what I'm saying, Gil Sayers, Walter Payton. He could be in that type with some durability. He can be in that type of class. And I just think he's an animal, bro. I loved him coming out of Florida State. I never really hated Florida State because obviously they're not rivals to Michigan. And I will kind of be talking about some Michigan talk. I know we got a big quarterback battle coming up, but I'm trying to see what the COVID doing between Milton and I'm about to say Shea Patterson. I'm so glad he fucking gone. Him and Wilton Spade. I'm 2 of the most hated Michigan guys I've ever seen. All right, but him and Christian McCaffrey, brother Dylan McCaffrey, be battling out this year. So, Cook is just an animal, bro. I love Cook game. You just wish he had a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins and a better line. But they trying to get a better line in Minnesota. Ain't trying to get a better quarterback. Scola clap. The fuck is that shit? They need to get a quarterback. They kept Kirk Cousins, so they ain't trying to improve. They ain't trying to improve that. So Dalvin Cook, as long as Kirk Cousins handling the ball, he's gonna have an uphill battle. And as long as Riley Reef is their right tackle, I think he still is. They gonna have an uphill battle. But Dalvin Cook, I show much respect to him over there. Eric Kendrick's my favorite middle linebacker. Harrison Smith. They got a few guys I like over there. Danielle Hunter. I wouldn't mind them being Lions any day of the week. They can keep Anthony Barr. Keep him at the bar. It's like 5 o'clock gin. Keep behind the bar. But, I love those guys right there, man. They play hard. But Dalvin Cook comes in at number 3. But, I fuck with Dalvin Cook, man. Number 2, it was hard for the top 2 ops running backs we played this year, and I just gave it to Derrick Henry. I mean, you can switch these around if you like. A lot of man to tackle. You got to go low on him when you can get turned into a blocker like Earl Thomas, and Derrick Henry is a load. He got franchise tag, and Tannehill got the contract extension, which seems to be unfair, but all the young guys out here, before you guys turn like 25, 30, 18, some of you guys just know life isn't fair. Just look at Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill situation. Derrick Henry carried the AFC South's version of Kirk Cousins to the AFC Championship game, and he didn't get paid, but Ryan Tannehill got paid, man. So it lets you know how fair it is. But Henry can offer some things in the running game. He offers a full head of steam. He offers some breakaway speed as a big fella. And you know what? It's a business decision like Deion Sanders used to make, tackling a big guy like him. So he's just a load to tackle. I think they could feature him some more in the passing game too, man. If they feature some more in the passing game, he's going to be a problem. But nobody want to tackle 240 pounds or 6'3", 6'3" a man, wherever he is. Brandon Jacobs was like 6'4". He had too much legs to hit. And that's why a lot of tall running backs don't last in the NFL, especially if they run up right like Adrian Peterson did. That's why he kind of got injured a lot. Even in Oklahoma, broke his collarbone. You know, you got to get that pad level down. It's the reason why, you know, most of the great running backs were like 5'9", 5'10", and low to the earth. And Barry had those big old legs, you know, because he was hard to tackle. His center of gravity was low, so you always want to get low. But Henry has mastered getting low. Henry has mastered staying healthy. And when he get out in the open field, he get 5 yards of steam. Y'all better come with the bench. Y'all better come with the Mike Tomlin foot. You know what I'm saying, to trip him up. Derrick Henry is a load. You can easily be number 1 on this list. Derrick Henry is a load. You know, I don't want to tackle Derrick Henry. I don't even want to be on the same field with Derrick Henry. You know, I might say, oh, coach, my shoulder. I can't go out here this Sunday. Yeah, I had the clavicle, you know, spirosis in my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So Derrick Henry is my number 2 toughest running backs we have faced in 2020. Number 1, can we get a drum roll? Can we get a drum roll? Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog to tell us who is number 1? Mr. Mason, man, can you tell us who is the number 1 running back that we must fear this season? Can you tell us, my brother? Or are you still sleepy? Can you tell us? Oh, he's sleepy. It is going to be Mr. Christian McCaffrey. Okay, you go to sleep. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey is the number 1 running back. I say switch 2. You can switch it from 2. You put Henry at 1 and McCaffrey at 2. But McCaffrey was playing like MVP last year. No Cam Newton. You know, he showed that he's a great running back. Whoever they throw back there at quarterback, the kid from West Virginia, Will Greer, and then the other dude they traded, Kyle Allen, to Washington. Christian McCaffrey can do it in the passing game. He can do it between the tackles. He's a big play waiting to happen. I think that is the most feared guy that we have played this year, especially if Teddy Bridgewater can step it up a little bit or manage the game or just be better than Will Greer and Kyle Allen was last year. I fear Christian McCaffrey. I liked him in, you know, coming out of Stanford. I try to tell a lot of brothers, man, we was talking about when he came out with Leonard Fournette. I say, man, he could play. Oh, man, he white. He can't play. And I see, man, I watched him play at Stanford. I watch a lot of Pac-12 football, especially when UFC was on top. I say, you know what? I got to give him the stamp of approval. And I watched him return kicks at Stanford, the way he played at Stanford. I said, you know what? He going to do pretty good in the NFL. And he did. You know, this ain't no Toby Gerhardt type of shit. He wasn't just no big physical Zach Zenner, Toby Gerhardt type of running back. He can give it to you. He can lower the boom. He can give it to you outside the tackle. He can catch the ball. And you can make a case that he is the best running back in the league. I didn't know his father ran a 4.4, Ed McCaffrey. His mother was a track star. Like I said, his brother's competing for the starting quarterback position at the University of Michigan, Dylan McCaffrey. So he comes from really good genes, but he is the toughest guy we have faced in 2020. The shiftiness, the straight line speed, the ability to catch the ball, the ability to run between the tackle. He is the complete package, you know what I'm saying? And strong, athletic, fast, football genes, smart. You know, Carolina might not be the best team we play this year, but he is the biggest threat we play offensively this year because he can do it all. So Christian McCaffrey is the toughest running back we play in 2020, man. So let me know if you differ from this. And I'll be doing this the next few days as we leading up, hopefully, to training camp. I'll talk about the top defenses, top quarterbacks, you know, wide receivers we play, man. And then I'll lead up to the top 5 toughest opponents at some point. And I also will be doing the Forgotten Lions video sometime later next week, early next week, hopefully tomorrow. And anything else that I need to cover before I get off here. Oh, and also I'll be doing a season breakdown as well, too. Every year I cover each team we play and give a season preview. So that will be coming eventually. So I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out to me anytime if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video question. Twitter's the fastest way. Then Facebook, then Instagram, I'm really not on there that much. I got to try to check it tonight. Want to make a donation? If you haven't subscribed, hit the bell icon button, which just seem not to work. Share the video is the best way to donate, but Cash App, PayPal, description. But let me know what you think about the list. One time for the one time. We gone.